we got your initial thoughts right after the game. Now that you've had some time to kind of let it all sink, what do you think about game number one?
Again, very proud of these guys going out and executing at a high level. As a coach does, we go back as a staff and watch the film. And there's a lot to clean up on both sides of the ball and special teams. But, again, for the first game, going out there, the anxiety was high with a lot of these players. A lot of these guys hadn't played a game in a while. So, I'm very proud of the way they executed. They went out and had a great time doing it. They had fun. They flew around, and we asked them that, be laser focused, be, bought into what we're doing and have fun doing it. And that was the biggest thing that we pushed on these guys. Football's got to be fun. So I'm very happy with it. Again, a lot to clean up, and that's pretty typical of week one game. But, I couldn't be more excited about where this group can get to.
In our first press conference, you talked about the defensive line and how strong they seemed this year. And it seemed like every single disruption play, where there was an incompletion or a play at the line of scrimmage on the running back, it seemed like the defensive line was involved. What do you think about their performance? It seemed like they were everywhere.
Yeah, I thought that was good. They were solid. It's a good group. We've had a couple guys banged up a little bit in that area, so we're going to be rotating and getting guys healthy and doing all that kind of stuff throughout the year. But that group's special. We replaced a lot of really good football players on the D-line from last year. We got some back. Jake Ray and some guys that have played, Dig and Dunham, that played a lot of snaps for us. But Jakar McCoy, I can go on and on those guys. But the additions that we brought in for the D-line have done a great job too. And I'm excited about it. It's a group though that I do believe week in and week out. From week 2 will be better than week 1, and week 3 will be better than week 2. That's the goal with it. And, but again, that position played very well.
You mentioned that Payne Sullins, you were going to let him play a little bit. Seemed to have a pretty good game. How would you feel Payne did in week 1 and trying to get some connection with the receivers and trying to read the defenses early on?
Yeah, he did a great job. He finished 20 of 24, so the completion rate was up there. He's a guy, again, by the end of the season last year was playing very good football. Had a great fall camp. So we were confident with Payne going in there. We have some great quarterbacks here. Charlie got in and played well. Carson Cook and Zach Broncourt, guys that have played football games for us here at Angelo State. So there was a reason that we rotated guys last year in that. But I wanted to get away from that a little bit. I wanted to make sure we want these guys to get an opportunity to go out and play, not look over their shoulder right away. Go compete in camp and somebody earn a job and let the guy play a little bit. And Payne's done a great job in running with that. I feel confident with the guys we have behind him, but at the same time, I'm very proud of him. He went out there and executed. He has some great weapons around him, and he knows that. All those quarterbacks know that. He has a great offensive line in front of him. So I just told him before the game, be yourself. You don't have to go out and win this game. Just be Payne. Go out and play with confidence and have fun doing it. And I thought he did a great job.
How much of his confidence level do you think is due to the fact that he knows that he's the starter, he's the guy?
Well, yeah, I think that helps. I do. I think if you're going to get pulled after throwing an interception or something like that, if that's a thought in your head, that can have you play a little timid sometimes. But again, I think he just went out there and he's just getting more and more comfortable. Up until last season, he hadn't played football in 3 years. He was not playing at Tech. He was sitting on the bench there quite a bit. So he hadn't played meaningful football games since high school, and that development takes some time. So the last 2 years, I'm very proud of him, and again, he played very well.
Talk about your upcoming opponent, SFU, also starting the season off 2 games on home. Does that help out with the momentum on the season?
It does. We like being at home, especially 2 weeks in a row. If you can get that, that's great. I don't think it'd be better if it'd be 3, but getting the first 2 weeks at home, you get to have more players dressed, you get to have more players available to get out there and kind of evaluate. So, not to mention having a great fan support, having our facilities, the things that we got here, all that stuff. Being at home is just a lot easier. Our kids get to sleep in their own beds and get ready for a game. So, we're excited about that. Simon Fraser coming in. It's an upstart program still. They haven't won a lot of games yet, but they're a dangerous football team. And, we're going to have to play well, and we're going to have to keep on getting better week in and week out to be good in this conference. So, to us, this is just another game to get fine-tuned and ready to go. But we understand in college football, the ball bounces weird ways. The football's shaped weird, right? And it bounces weird ways. So you got to play well each and every week to win. And, again, we're excited about being at home.
Do you have any thoughts on the latest polls that came out? ASU still receiving votes, but not in the top 25, or do you not even pay attention to that this early?
This is the first I'm hearing it, so I don't pay attention to it this early. football games will take care of itself. If you win, you'll get ranked, and if you keep winning, you're getting ranked higher and higher and stuff. So our goal is to win as many games as we possibly can, but focus right now on Simon Frazier, and that's what we control. We don't control anything else with it, and we control our week of practice this week, and then ultimately, we control what happens on Saturday by going out and performing and doing what we need to be doing, what we did through the week of practice.
They're the only team in Canada to play in the NCAA, correct?
I believe that's correct, yes.
Okay. Does that make it harder with scouting, a different style of play, playing in Canada? Does that make it any harder to kind of prepare for them?
Not really. When you get into 11-man football, because they're still playing NCAA rules, so, seeing the, basic breakdown of what they've done on film, we got their game from last week, and, they're a lot formationally and that kind of stuff, like a lot of teams in the Lone Star Conference. A lot of what we saw against Western Oregon, this past week. So ultimately, it comes down to just us going out and executing our game plan and doing what we have planned. Our coaches, our two coordinators, Adam Clark on the defense and Kevin Kilmer on the offense, will have a great game plan ready to go, and special teams wise, we'll be solid.
I'm good.
Thank you, Coach.